Good evening, everyone. In morning section, what we have discussed that for the section A candidates, we discussed active voices, passive voices, active and passive voices. Okay. And for section B, what we discussed is like Kathmandu. Kathmandu we discussed. So here I am explaining not Kathmandu, but active voices, passive voices. We'll be going from briefly, and I also introduced figures of speeches, right? Concept of figures of speeches. Okay. In this, we have seen 7 figures of speeches. Now, here we are learning like tenses already we completed. So from there, we'll be continuing that. See, let me take a new board. Okay. Like you see here, what we have is in transformations of sentences, as we know that 13 bit number 13. Okay, so not bit number 13, question number 13. Okay, question number 13 and third bit, fourth bit. Okay, fourth bit, and these are of 8 marks that we know. Okay, in this we have one is active voice, passive voice, direct indirect speech, and question tags and linkers. Okay, nothing but combining sentences, clauses. Okay, these are we have this. Okay, in this we have started with directly active voice, passive voices, and in that also simple present tense we discussed. Okay, present tense we completed in our class. Now in this, something that I am going to explain, like for example here, types of sentences and their kinds, though we discussed, but I did not made you to write down the notes. Okay, now here you can make it your own notes, or else I will be dictating in the class also. Types of sentences like imperative, interrogative, and exclamatory, and declarative. So these are 4 types of sentences we have, and each sentence we must have to convert into active to passive voice. Okay, active voice to passive voice, direct to indirect speech. Okay, we have to combine them by using linkers. So this is what our grammar is all about. And in this we are again categorized like simple sentence, complex sentence, and compound sentences. So this we completed. Okay, this we completed. A chemistry class that I will be taking after this, but you just see here. Here let us start. In nursery or first, okay, in nursery or your first class, you might have studied all ABCDs, A to Z. Okay, A to Z you must have studied. So group of characters, we say them characters, are alphabets. Group of characters are alphabets. Okay, alphabets, group of alphabets makes word. Okay, what? Word. Group of alphabet makes word, and this group of words forms a sentence. What? A sentence. Okay, and then this group of sentences comprises like paragraph. They forms paragraph. They forms paragraph. Group of paragraphs, chapter. Okay, and a group of chapters, book. Okay, book. So here I have introduced here the with the word. Okay, how to initiate the definition of parts of speeches. Okay, parts of speeches, parts of speeches. Okay, now we know that there are 8 parts of speeches. We know. Again, I no need to reiterate you again those all, but here you see a sentence. Now, a sentence. Okay, sentences again we know that 4 types, and each is again categorized into 3: simple, complex, and compound. This we know. Okay, in this, for example, let us take in this let us understand subject and predicate part. Okay, what is subject and what is predicate? So here you see, I am teaching English 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 class. I am teaching English class. Now you see here, what is what is I am, what is teaching, what is English, what is class here. Okay, so every word in a sentence, this is a one whole sentence. Okay, this is what whole sentence is. In this sentence, you see, in this sentence, I is subject. I is subject. Here, subject can be noun or pronoun. Okay, you know those what are the nouns and pronouns. We have discussed so many so many times in the class. Okay, for ninth class students, you don't have to worry about this. Now you will be reading this letter, but now you just 10th class student, you just listen now. Now you see here, I am. What is I am? Okay, this is helping verb. Okay, helping verb. This is helping verb or auxiliary verb. What is this? Auxiliary verb. You can say helping verb or auxiliary verb. So I am using this term auxiliary verb in question tags. Okay, in question tags I will be using this term. Okay, for that you must have to remember this question tag. Okay, in question tags we will be often using this term. Okay, we will be often using this. Or those who don't know the question tags, you can watch my videos in YouTube. You can see that there already question, lecture is on there and topic question tag. Okay, by the name English Focus 10th class. Okay, now you see here. So now you just imagine this is a sentence. Okay, this is a sentence. Just imagine. First rule is a sentence have to start with the capital letter. We know a sentence always have to start with the capital letter and end with the full stop. This is our first rule. Okay, this is our first rule. In exam, if you cross this, then you will be having a severe punishment. Okay, don't forget this. Now you see here. Now you see, the problem is most of the student, they won't write this capital letter. Okay, because they don't aware of this. Now you see here, in this in this sentence we have two parts. We have two parts, like one is subject part and predicate part. Predicate part. Okay, now one is subject part and one is predicate part. Now subject is nothing but subject is nothing but in a sentence who will do work, who will do work is a subject. That's it, a subject. And the rest part of the sentence, rest part of the sentence is predicate. Rest part of the sentence is predicate. For example, I am teaching English. Now you see here, we know who I am nothing but a person. A noun can be or a pronoun can be. So he is only teaching, right? So person who is doing work in the sentence is subject. And the rest, this part is predicate part. This part is of predicate. In this predicate part, you can see this part we have one is helping verb, helping verb, and one is main verb. Okay, main main verb. Now again you have to remember this V4 form it is. Okay, teaching gerund form or V4 form we discussed in the class. Don't forget that again. Now you see, and English is object here. Object. Okay, English is object. So here in this sentence we have in predicate one is main verb or auxiliary verb and main verb, and one is object. So these are the parts are there in that sentence. So hoping that up to here you are clear. Okay, those who are not understand just have to write down then you in your classwork and then bring to tomorrow. Okay, bring tomorrow to the class. Now you see here we have discussed tenses, right? Tenses. In this tenses we categorized present, present tense, past tense, past tense, and future tense, future tense. Present tense, past tense, and future tense. Again, each tense we characterize into four types. Okay, four categories: simple, past, simple, present, perfect. Okay, simple present. Okay, and present perfect continuous and present perfect. So likewise we have discussed. And now you see here, every tense. Okay, every tense it has some function to do. Okay, it has some functions to do. In that, in first our topic is active voice, passive voice, right? Okay, active voice, passive voice, active voice and passive voice. So in this, you just listen now. So in this you listen. We will be dealing all in a contrast form. Like for example, we have 12. I told you already. We have 12 tenses. Out of 12, only 8 are transitory, and the rest transitory, and the rest 4 are intransitory. What is transitory and what is intransitory? I told you. For your sake, let me recall them. Transitory nothing but this which can changeable from active voice to passive voice, and intransitory nothing but which cannot be convertible or changeable. So that is what I told you in the class. Okay, now here you see, so every past perfect tense or future perfect tense are past perfect continuous tense, future perfect continuous tense, and present perfect continuous tense. These are, and future continuous tense also going to. Okay, that this kind of sentences and sentences can't be converted. Okay, they can't be convertible. Now you see here, in this we will be discussing first. Okay, present tense. Okay, present present tense, present tense, present tense. Present tense again categorized into three types. We know, right? Okay. Simple present, simple present, simple present. Now structure. First we will be looking structure. What is structure of simple present tense? Though I explained you in our classes, 4 revisions have happened. Still, if at all you don't have an idea, for you I can write this. So in this, subject plus V1, remember this, V1 plus object. This is what structure. Now, what is our first rule in conversion? First rule in our conversion, subject becomes object. Okay, and object becomes subject. This is what our first rule is. Okay, and verb changed into V3. Okay, past participle. Okay, verb can be changed into V3 form, that is past participle. So this is what our fundamental. And change in pronouns, change in pronouns, change in pronouns. Okay, change in pronouns. Again, don't say that what are pronouns. Pronouns are the words which is used instead of using nouns. Okay, for example, I changes to me, she changes to her. Okay, he changes to him. Okay, they changes to them. Okay, then we changes to us. Okay, hope that you are remembering this. I explained you uh, in when you are in ninth class. Okay, I explained you when you are in ninth class. Now this is again fresh revision. Now you see here. Now you see, like you see, first, why to use this active voice and passive voice? Can you tell me? Just pause your video and recollect our past class. Okay, I'm not going to repeat that again. Now you just see here, we have this structure for active voice. This structure is for active voice. A, V. And now, what is our, according to our first rule, subject. Object to become subject. Okay, now here object and here V3. V3. We must have to write V3, right? Okay, V3 and wait, wait, wait. Now you see, let me have a eraser. Sorry for small inconvenience. Huh. Now you see, in this object plus is, am, are. Okay, plus V3. Okay, plus V3. This is what, right? What is, I am, are? We know these all are auxiliaries. Okay, subject verb agreement. I explained you that. So you are linking that topic there. Those who do not have interest, idea about that subject verb agreement, that you will go and open the playlist. So there you will be having one topic in the YouTube, subject verb agreement. Okay, in tenses also I explained you that. Okay, that is a broad topic. Now I am not going to deal that with here. Okay, so in this, let us take one example. She writes, okay, example, and then we understand. She writes a letter. She writes a letter. Now in this, what we have to understand, this is subject and this is verb, this is object. We know this is subject, verb, and object. Okay, what is subject we discussed? What is uh, verb? What is verb also we discussed? Types of verb, in you just go and watch the video. There is a on tenses. We discussed verbs are two types: irregular verbs, irregular verbs. We discussed so many times in the class. Okay, type 1, type 2, type 3. These are all we discussed. Okay, I am not repeating them here again. Okay, and I have to keep this video short. Okay. Now you see what is happening. Wait, just wait a moment. She writes a letter. So in this, now bring object to subject. Okay, what happened? Bring sorry for inconvenience. Now you see, bring object to subject. Okay, object, a letter is letter is V3, verb to be changed into V3, written. Okay, written, letter is written by her. Okay, a letter is written by her. This is, now you see why I started a sentence with a capital letter, that we know spelling rules. Okay, spelling rules. Okay, spelling rules, in we discussed this. Okay, now V3, this is V1 and this is wrote, we know, right? Wrote, okay, and written, okay, and writing and writes, okay, writes. Sir, here you have written writes and then you are saying V1. So here that this will be, this your doubt will be clarified into next class, okay, or in the next class I will be discussing this in detail, okay? Now but up to here you agree with that, okay? This is V1, V2, V3, V4, okay, V4 and V5, okay, V5. Up to here you just see, okay, V5. Now this is one kind of sentence, okay, we converted. Now you can have your own, what exercises, and you have to bring at least three exercises tomorrow, okay? Now present continuous tense, second one is, first simple present tense we completed, and this is present continuous, okay, present continuous tense, I am keeping this video very short, okay, I have to complete this very fast, okay? Now first structure, okay, what is our rule? Structure, okay, structure of a sentence, subject plus is, am, are, okay, plus V4, I am directly using, now I am not going to write again ing form, okay, for you V1 plus ing form, that I am not writing, hoping that you are understanding this, okay, V4 plus object, okay, V4 plus object. Now you see here in this is what active form of a structure, okay, active voice structure. Now we have to convert into passive voice, right? Now the structure is object plus, okay, object plus is, am, are, okay, plus being, okay, being plus V3. Now you just see, whenever any work which is in continuous form, okay, which is continuing, you have to add continuing, we have to add being, okay, being, okay, being, I told you in the class but maybe you have forgot, okay, being, we have to add being. Now for example, let us take example and understand this. He is playing cricket, okay, he is playing cricket, he is playing cricket. Now you see here, this is transitioning. First in transitionary, we must in a transitive, sentences, we must have to identify subject, verb and this object. So first rule is satisfied. So subject, what he is doing, okay, he is playing nothing but ing form is nothing but we have to add being in passive voice. So this is active voice, this is passive voice, okay, this is passive. Now you see here, a cricket a cricket 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 is being cricket is being played, okay, played by, cricket is being played by him, okay, what I told you. Now you see, we brought object to the subject, okay, we added being and then played, V2 form or V3, past participle, this is what past participle, okay, V2 nothing but simple past, also you can say V2 is simple past, okay, simple past, or V3 is past participle by pronoun, he changed into him, so that's it. So this is what that present continuous tenses, this is what present continuous tense. Now you see here, will be dealing, okay, will be dealing present perfect, okay, third one is present perfect, present perfect. Now here we are doing present perfect. Now in this you see, first our structure, subject plus, okay, has or have plus V3 plus object. Okay, since why am I adding V3? V3 past participle because it is perfect, nothing but action completed. We discussed in the class. Okay, when an action is completed, that is always in past participle. Okay, now this is what? Now object plus have or has, okay, plus been plus V3. Okay, been plus V3. Now you just see here. Here you see. Now here you see what I told you in when in a sentence of action is going on, nothing but in continuation. I told you ing form is there, then you have to add being. You have to add being. Now here when perfect action is there, okay, whenever comes have or has, you must be adding been, has been, have been. Okay, you must be adding perfect. Okay, whenever there is a perfect tense, okay, perfect, perfect, whenever perfect you are adding being. Okay, this you remember when to use being and when to use being. Okay, without remembering this you can't be changing that. Okay, you must have to remember this. Now this is we will be I will be dealing with this with example. Okay, let us take example and then understand. Let us take example and then understand. Let us take example and then understand. Now you see they have completed work. Okay, they have completed work. They have completed work. They have completed work. Now you see they is subject. Okay, now I can also add here he, she, okay, it, anything. These are pronouns. I can add anything. Okay, they have completed work. Now you see how it can be changed. Work has been completed by them. Work has been completed by them. That's it. The work has been completed by them. That's it. Now we added been because it is in V3 form. Okay, V3 participle. Okay, just you have to remember this. Okay, work has been completed by them. Hoping that you are understanding this. Now you come to past tense. Okay, past tense. We have now past tense. Quickly, past tense. Okay, past tense. Past tense again we have four types. Okay, four in that three only transitory. Okay, simple past, simple past. Okay, past continuous, past continuous, and past perfect, and past perfect. Okay, past perfect. Now here in simple present we added V1, but here we have to add V2. That's it. Subject plus V2 plus, okay, verb 2 plus object. Okay, subject plus V2 plus object. Nothing but this is active voice. AV. Okay, in passive voice we are adding object plus was. Okay, was or were. Okay, was or were plus V3. This is what. And for this example, for this we will be seeing this example. She cleaned the room. Okay, she cleaned the room. She cleaned the room. Now you see the room was the room was cleaned by her. Okay, the room was cleaned by her. So this is AV and this is PV. Okay, now you take your own examples for this. Okay, past continuous active voice, subject plus was or were, subject plus was or were plus V4 plus object, V4 plus object. Now in passive voice, object plus was or were was or were, okay, plus being plus V3, being plus V3. Now you see here example, he was reading a book. He was reading a book. A book. He was reading a book. A book. A book. Okay. A book was being read by him. Okay. A book was being read by him. Now, past perfect. Now, past perfect. Active in active wise, subject plus had plus, okay, V3 plus object. Okay, this is what AV. This is what AV. And now PV, object plus had been plus V3. I told you when to use. See here, it is in continuous, past continuous, was plus being we added. Here, past perfect, had plus been. Okay, had plus been. Those who have doubt, they can go and refer our first class notes. Okay, first class notes, tenses. Okay, I made you and I have told you the whole box also in clear cut way. We also conducted exam on that. Okay, I also conducted exam on that, and you have performed well in those exams. Now you see example here, example you see, they had finished the work. They had finished the work. They had finished the work. In this sentence, you just see this is AV. Okay, this is AV. This is AV. So had is there, V2 is there. Sorry, V2 or V3 also you can say. Okay, participle. Okay, finish the work. Okay, now you see here, the work has been, sorry, had been, the work had been done, had been finished. Okay, finished by them. Okay, them. Okay, the work had been finished by them. So this is what future, sorry, past perfect tense. You have to try yourself. Unless you don't try, you can't get this. Okay, now future tense. Okay, we have future tense. Future tense. We have future tense. In this, we have again two. Okay, in this only two. Okay, future tense. Simple future, okay, simple future. Now you see, subject plus will plus V1 plus object. Now object plus will plus B plus V3 plus subject. Okay, this is what our structure is. Now she will write a letter. Okay, example, she will write a letter. She will write a letter. In this, will is used there because it is past. We know past auxiliary or model. You can say models we will be looking now. Okay, models also we will be looking now. A letter a letter will be written by her. Okay, a letter will be written by her. Now you see here models. Okay, models are nothing but words like should, okay, could, would, can, okay, might, okay, may. Okay, these all are models. Okay, they are what? Models. We discussed. Okay, in your 10th class, I am going to give you a perfect PDF for this. Okay, handout. Okay, there also we will be discussing this. They are models. They are what? Models. Now you see how to use models in this. How to use models in this. Now you just see. Sorry, yaar. I forgot before. Before that, now you just see here. Going to future continuous. Now you see active voice. She is going to cook food. Okay. What? She is going to cook food. She is going to cook food. Now you see here, food is going to be prepared by her. Okay, food is going to be prepared by her. Okay, prepared by her, the food. So this you just have to remember this. Now models. Okay, how to change in models. Now subject plus, okay, model plus v1 plus object. v1 plus object. This is what AV. Okay. Now PV, object plus model. Okay, object plus model plus B plus V3. V3. This is PV. Okay, this is PV. Sheshta. Sorry, here in section B Sheshta, and there in section A like Shaima. Okay, Shaima, that you are having little confusion about this models. Okay, you have little confusion. So after looking this video, you must be feeling clear. Okay, you must be getting an idea about this. Okay, now you see example. He can solve the problem. Okay, I told you this. He can solve the problem. He can solve the problem. Now he can nothing but can is giving his ability, right? I discussed ability. Ability. Can is ability. Now Shaima, that you are changing this can could in past nana v3. So this is we are not dealing with editings. Okay, in editings we have to that I told you the topic on editings. Okay, editings. Okay, that editing is not doing here. Here we are focusing only in conversions. Okay, now the problem can be solved by him. Okay, the problem can be solved. Okay, solved by him. The problem can be solved by him. So here can remain the same. Okay, B, because we have to add here B in passive voice. So this is PV. Okay, this is AV. Okay, so the problem can be solved by him. So this is what all about the active voice and passive voices. Hoping that you understood. And in our tomorrow's class, we will be discussing. Okay, we will be discussing what like again I will be recollecting use that direct and indirect speeches. Okay, direct we will be discussing tomorrow. Direct and indirect speech. Reported speech, we say them reported speech. Reported speech. Okay, speech. So your work is revision. Okay, revision of figures of speeches, and this. Okay, AV to PV revision. Tomorrow I will be asking you any question from this. So remember this and come. Okay, our class will be on Monday, right? Okay, so we will be discussing that in the class. Okay, thank you very much.